inside there was like a gelatinous, like tumor-like looking creature, and it was in the shape of like a seal. I don't know, dude.
Nah, bro, the seal in the hole.
And they would find other little caves and they would go through them, and people would go missing because they would see like these jinns. They call them jinns, I guess. So let me pop in real quick. What if the ship was pregnant, just theoretically speaking, right? And then down in the hole is kind of radioactive for some reason. Maybe it might be a portal or whatever.
That's where I was kind of going. It probably distorted the child. It probably radiated the fetus, and made it look like something else.
This is something we like to do. We like to bet on what our other co-host that's usually only available on Saturdays is going to say. He kind of gets out there.
I think he's going to say something. Man, it's kind of like, why would he, or some shit like that. I think he's going to
have the same accent is terrible. His accent's hard to pin down. Because like he's Mexican, but
I gotta go back and listen
like
to the Gooner video he sent me. Hold on. No.
The what video?
The Gooner video he sent me.
The Gooner video he sent you? But no, that's something we like to do here because he likes to. You can never predict what direction that dude's going to take on something. You could be like talking about the most normal thing and he'll funnel it into like fucking aliens and angels and demons and time travel. Like you didn't like the flat earth. Bro thinks the earth is well, he said, "Oh, I don't think it's flat," but I mean basically like he thinks it's like a
it's a firmament, man. There's a firmament. It's like a have you ever heard of Project Fishbowl?
No, I haven't.
Dude, look it up, man. Look
Project
it up.
Fishbowl?
They're sending missiles up into space and they're hitting the firmament and they're exploding from hitting the firmament.
You don't have to break kayfabe if you're doing a bit, but is this a bit or are you for real flat earther? Feel free to not break kayfabe if you don't want to.
Honestly, like, no. I don't think the earth is flat. I don't know. I really don't know because I think there's a lot of very interesting stuff that like we're not necessarily told. Like
Ricky said correct. Ricky said correct.
Yeah. Well, the thing is like I don't know if you guys have ever heard of like the ice wall or like the Book of Enoch.
We just did like a whole episode on this. Saturday. This is like the first hour of our Saturday stream was about it.
Well, yeah, dude, I love to have the idea that there are like we're like in this little circle and there's just a bunch of stuff like on around us that we have no idea. Like I like to think that all the like the big fairy tales and stories and myths like Greek mythology and all this stuff comes from like these other lands like beside us and the world's just way bigger than we even know. That's the way that I like to think
all
about
that
it.
Could be
true. That'd be really cool.
All that could be true and the earth still be spherical.
Yeah, no, absolutely. That's what I'm saying. I have no idea. I like to think that it's way bigger. But
this is the thing you told me to pull up. Operation Fishbowl. Apparently it's real. A series of high altitude nuclear tests in 1962 that were carried out by the United States as a part of the larger Operation Dominic nuclear test. So how did this prove that the earth was flat?
I think I don't know the full details on it. I know it was when somebody was explaining the firmament to me, this is kind of what they had brought up. But I believe it was like they were shooting missiles up, like trying to shoot missiles like into space or something of that nature. Yeah. And they were hitting the firmament. I guess on this note, I will say I am a firm believer that we did not go to the moon.
Same.
I think that
unironically, they got me.
Yeah.
The Moon Bros got me on that.
Yeah. Dude, there's a video of Buzz. There's like an elementary school girl, and she's like interviewing Buzz Aldrin. And he's like, no, like he's just straight up telling her like, no, we didn't go to space. Like that, like I don't know.
Just straight up said we didn't go. I saw the thing where he said that like a weird non-answer. There's mysteries that we need to unravel them before. But I don't think he ever just straight up said we didn't go. I don't think that happened. I think he might be tripping.
I'll see if I can find the video and send it.
All right, but it kind of reminds me of, have y'all seen that interview with Mike Tyson where the little girl's like, hey, what do you have to say about your legacy going into this fight with Jake Paul? He's like, there's nothing. My legacy doesn't matter. You're going to die and then you're dust and then you're gone. Like, you're mad at her, just destroyed her whole fucking thing, dude. It reminds me of that. Like, yeah, I'm just going to crush your dreams. Like a little girl asks you about your legacy. You're like, yeah, there's nothing after you die. It's just nothing.
Check the
It's
chat.
black.
Determinator said something.
They are trying to break the glass ceiling. Is this like a feminism meme, or are you talking about?
No, that's the Operation Fishbowl.
Yeah, I was doing a little bit there, so sorry.
Oh, I didn't
went
know.
right over your head.
Yeah,
Sorry, that humor went right over your head.
Yeah.
Did you send the link?
So-
I just shipped.
Yeah, I sent it now. I wanted to just kind of like double, like just quick skim through it real quick with the captions on.
All right,
but
hold on.
it's
There's
this little girl.
there's an ad.
Yeah. Man, Opera GX, baby. They come with an ad blocker.
I'm not using fucking Opera. It uses like 3 gigabytes of RAM to run YouTube.
Jesus.
I'm not using fucking Opera. He said, "Oh, that little dude, Eric Andre." He was like, "Oh, get Opera." Blah, blah. He would like scream and like do his thing. And I got it. I was like, "Okay, it's for gamers. You can throttle the usage or whatever." So I booted it up, and it used double the amount of RAM that Chrome does. I was like, "Oh, but it's got a throttler. Let me throttle it." So I throttled it to just even with Chrome, and it wouldn't run.
You can limit the RAM on it.
I did it. It wouldn't run. I limited it to whatever Chrome used. I think it was like a gigabyte of RAM, and Opera just ceased to function on my computer. And I have like, I think I have like 16 gigabytes of RAM or 30. I have like a lot. Oh, let me hold on a second. Sorry to tangent, but I gotta flex how much RAM I got. With RAM prices these days, this is legitimate.
64
flex.
gigabytes.
I don't have 64. Hold on a
That'd
second.
be crazy.
Yeah,
Hold on, I'm running Specky right now.
I was gonna say, are you playing on like a McDonald's cash register? Because I'm using 1.2 gigabytes on Opera GX right now with that.
Okay, I have 32 gigs of RAM. That's a lot more than a fucking McDonald's kiosk. I have 32 gigs of RAM. And when I limit Opera GX to how much Chrome uses, it ceases to function. It just doesn't work. So I don't know what to tell you. I have 32 gigs of
angry
DDR4
gay is
RAM.
What processor you got though? What processor you got? There's more to it though.
AMD Ryzen 5 5600G.
Oh, okay. Well, it's a little
6 cores,
it's not- it's
12
alright.
threads. 6 cores, 12 threads. Yeah, but for running YouTube, I know it's a little old, but for running YouTube, a YouTube video?
Look, bro. Hey,
Yeah, explain
they're
that.
blocking all the ads. It's because they're blocking all the ads. All right. It's because they're not showing you all the single milfs in your area. All right. That's why it's running so slow.
So
I
okay,
was
so
saying
you're
it's
telling me.
smooth.
So you're telling me you miss out on the best part of using any other web browser if you use Opera. You're all seeing all the. This lady is 12 miles from you. Wants to meet.
Okay,
Yeah.
you only
She's
get those
west.
ads on Goonin sites. You don't get that shit on YouTube.
No,
Y'all are doing
no,
major
no.
Hey,
self-report
man.
right now. Major self-report.
Have you ever pirated anime?
Anime? No, I'm not that gay, bro. Come on, dog. Don't look
Go
at me
fuck-
like that, Seth.
He'll fuck dudes,
at
but
me
he
like that.
won't watch anime.
No, because they're into like
That's
little
so
girls and
fucked.
shit. They're into like, yeah, dude. You watch an anime, it's like immediately like some like little girl on screen, and I'm like, I'm just not. All right, are we getting into this Buzz Aldrin video? This Buzz Aldrin meme? Are we doing this? We still doing the Buzz Aldrin meme?
Fuck yeah.
Dude,
Yeah. Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah.
pull it up.
Fuck yeah.
Pull it up.
I got it right here.
That's not an 8-year-old's question.
The
That's
question's not
my
even in the
question.
video.
I want to know, but I think I know. Because we didn't go there, and
Oh.
that's the way it happened. And if it didn't happen, it's nice to know why it didn't happen. So in the future, if we want to keep doing something, we need to know why something stopped in the past that we wanted to keep it going.
Okay, I think he's just mentally out to lunch.
No, no.
I believe the moon landing is fake.
I was gonna say the same thing. He's talking like
I
Joe
believe-
Biden was.
I believe that the moon landing was fake, but this sounds like a Joe Biden or a Kamala Harris sentence right here, where it's just words that don't really add up to nothing. The pieces are there, but they don't add up to nothing. Is what I'm trying to say.
I feel like maybe he's just so crazy that he's like forced to be honest. You know what I mean? Like, cause he's
Yeah,
like, well,
but
that's
like the
just what
rest of that
happened.
was
like,
just
yeah.
incomprehensible. Like if you want to just have something to know that you stopped it happening in the past because of it happen in the future, we got to know why we stopped doing it. And it didn't happen. Like
bro was talking like someone had a gun to his head. Was like, you say the wrong thing right now.
And he said the wrong thing. He's like, "Fuck, I'm fuck." I said it didn't happen. I gotta say, well, if it stopped, because at the end, if it didn't happen, why would he say it stopped happening in the past? Because later in the clip, he said, "Oh, it stopped happening." So that means, so then he's talking like it did happen, but then it stopped. But if you go with the official narrative, that's what happened. We went and then just stopped going. So I don't know. I think this is just he was a little too old when this was filmed to really. This needs to be stricken from the record. This is not admissible in evidence in my court.
Because the girl asked why we haven't gone back to the moon, and I think because the way I interpreted the video, at least when I first saw it, was because again I could see, he definitely does sound a little kind of out of it, a little, not fully there maybe, but I feel like he's saying like, well, we didn't go to the moon, and if you want to know why we haven't been back, we have to think about why we stopped trying to even go in the first place. And we stopped trying to go because we didn't go because we couldn't get there. And that's kind of the way I interpreted it.
I think that's probably true. I'm just saying this alone doesn't sway me. The thing that really sways me is the Van Allen radiation belt. You don't believe in the moon landing, so I'm guessing you know what that is.
No, I have no idea what that is.
Okay, so the Van Allen radiation belt is a belt of radiation that goes around the planet. Okay. Oh, are you good, Seth? Am I boring you?
Yeah, no, I was looking at my imaginary chat. I'm like, what the fuck? It's a belt?
Locked in. Okay. So the Van Allen radiation belt, when they tried to send that dog, the Russians tried to send a dog through. I think we sent like a monkey or a cat or something through. People have been sending animals to do these experiments to see if we could get out of the atmosphere. Every animal trial died. Every animal we sent through died. They never had a successful launch of an animal through it. And then they decided, well, I'm sure the humans will be fine. And then the first humans they supposedly sent through it made it through the belt, no problem, without dying from the radiation. So it's just like, really? All the animals they sent died, and it's like, yeah, we'll try it with humans. I'm sure it'll work out. Like, no, that right there is kind of what kills it for me. Dan, are you good? Did you just rip a Benjamin or something off screen? Why are you dying like that? Are you ripping a Benjamin Netanyahu?
I did it.
You're lucky we're not streaming on YouTube anymore. You're lucky, dude. You would have got us nuked. Actually, can you rip Benjamins on
if it's a Benjamin?
I'm very curious if you've ever heard of Mel's Hole, because I think that's a very fun rabbit hole.
Mel's Hole.
Yeah, bro. Have you ever heard of Mel's Hole?
Is this a movie?
No. So, okay, dude. Let me hold on. Let me look this up really quick so that way I don't.
Okay, so I just looked it up.
Spew a bunch of
I've
false
heard
stuff.
another story about a hole like this in Russia, where like they heard demons or whatever.
So they didn't hear demons. There is another hole, over by like the fucking.
This is saying it was. I already have it pulled up.
Oh.
It's in Washington or near Washington. It's a near bottomless pit. It's an urban legend, supposedly. Coast to Coast AM covered it, of course. Yeah. What are you laughing about? They covered all kinds of crazy shit. Like they had a dude on it that said he was a werewolf. Like, why wouldn't they talk about Mel's Hole?
He said he was a werewolf.
They did. That's what Coast to Coast AM or I thought it was FM. I don't know, AM, whatever. That's what they said. So okay, so how is this different from the hole in Russia that had the demons in it?
So Mel's Hole, my understanding of this came from a video on YouTube from a channel called Y-Files that my dad watches, and he showed it to me, and I was like, oh, that sounds crazy. But it was this guy, Mel Waters. All right, he's got this house or whatever in Washington State, and he had this hole in his yard. And for as long as he's known him and his family and generations, his neighbors, they've always thrown trash in this hole, and it's like been bottomless. Like it's never filled up. It's just, you know what I mean? They just have been like over years, just keep throwing stuff down the hole.
What's the theory here? Okay, deep holes exist. Well, like if you had a house next to the Grand Canyon and you threw your trash into it, you'd probably never fill it up in your lifetime or your kid's lifetime. Like we got big holes. What's the juice here?
So his dog dies. throws his dog down
and
the hole.
he throws it in the hole, and then it comes back alive. That's just a Stephen
And
King
it comes back to life. Collar and all. No. Wait. But there's more. Because there's more than one hole. There's one because, dude, it's this big thing, and I'm not doing it justice. All right, but basically, like the government came and like took Mel Waters' property, told him never to come back, made him leave the country, and it was like this big crazy thing. I'm gonna be more prepared next time, and I'm gonna come back talking about Mel's
You're
hole.
coming back? You're coming back as a contributor? A new regular contributor?
So, I'm gonna have so many details for Mel's hole. I'm gonna take notes.
I have a hard time believing that this just happens to be like the plot of Pet Cemetery, but it's a hole instead of a pet cemetery. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Well, it's
How
just
come
like
the trash
weird,
never-
like
Did he also throw away apple cores and have like apples just reappear on the table, or like throw away like fish bones like in a cartoon, and then fish just swim through his house? Like, is that like what are we talking about here, dude?
So there was one of the other holes, and I wish I could remember where it was. I'm sure it was like Europe or like New Zealand or some shit. I don't know. But there was another hole. They sent an animal like down this hole, and then it came back.
Was this
like
Richard Gere?
Huh?
Was this Richard Gere?
No, I don't know what that is.
You don't know who Richard Gere is? He was the guy who put a gerbil up his ass.
What?
This is not,
that Richard Gere.
Yeah, you never heard about that? That was like a big thing.
No.
You put a gerbil up.
But it was
his
a
ass.
hamster. It was a hamster.
Whatever. You're talking about sending an animal down in a hole. I thought we were talking about Richard Gere. My bad.
So
my bad.
no. So okay, they send a sheep down this hole. It was in 1997, right? They send this sheep down this hole, and it comes back. It comes back looking like cooked, like it was burned, charred, right?
Yeah, it gets hot when you go deep in the ground. Like, all right.
Opening up, inside, there was like a gelatinous, like tumor-like looking creature, and it was in the shape of like a seal. I don't know, dude.
Nah, bro, the seal in the hole. First they put a sheep down the hole, and they found a seal in the hole.
Seal fetus in the fucking sheep that had been pulled out of the hole.
It got
And the
impregnated by a
seal-
seal.
And the seal had like magical healing properties and shit.
Bro, you're fucking with me.
Okay,
right
yeah,
now.
Dude,
You're
no.
fucking with me, dude.
I'm gonna
You're
come back
fucking
with
with
full
me.
details. I'll send you it's like a 45-minute video, dude. You gotta watch it off
Jesus,
time
you're
or
fucking with
something.
me, dude.
Dude, it's such a cool.
Dude, I thought
fucking
Ricky was crazy.
detail.
Now you're telling me about they put a sheep in a hole and it came back with a seal.
I don't know. I think they might be on the same level. Listen,
I was about to say, I thought you were gonna be like a new normie voice of the show, but you're fucking deeper down the rabbit holes than Ricky is. Holy shit, dude!
Dude, I just can't believe you've never heard of Mel's Hole, man.
Dude, he went so far down a religious rabbit hole that he got adult circumcised, bro.
What?
Yeah. Anyway, with more Ricky lore for a later time. Did you just send me a link?
Yeah, dude, it's a 20-minute video talking about Mel's Hole.
All right, let's watch Mel's Hole, everybody.
No, we don't gotta watch it right now. It's just like
sent me the link.
It's like a 20-minute video. It's a long video.
I'm tired of seeing these fucking ads for "They Will Kill You." It's not that edgy, bro. It's not that. It's not gonna be. It's not gonna be. It's not gonna be.
No,
that
they're gonna
edgy.
do it. They're gonna do it. They're gonna kill
No.
you. They're gonna get you.
This movie is so fucked up. This is all we can show you, and it's like a fast
that's
forward.
what. No,
movie.
that's what all the horror movies like.
But watching it, it's not gonna. I can tell you, it's not gonna be that. Like Terrifier went there. Terrifier 3, they got so fucked up. It's like they probably couldn't show that ad on YouTube, right?
Yeah.
like that would be. But like this movie is not that, bro. It's got like the lady that played Domino or whatever from Deadpool, and she like kills a bunch of white people.
Oh,
Like, okay, you're not gonna be that edgy, bro. You're playing it safe. All right, here we go. Oh god, this guy, dude. Like, oh, I have a cork board behind me with strings on it. This fucking guy. I'm already pissed off. I haven't even started the video yet.
There's a hole in the ground that looks like a well, but it's not a well.
Yeah, like what the fuck is this shit, dude? Really?
yeah. This already pisses me off. I'm
Really?
sorry. Yes.
Really? Why does he have a
It's
cold
not
board?
a well.
It's the
No, I'm
hecklefish,
talking about
bro.
like this. Like, really? You have your cork board right here? Okay.
Like the
whatever.
owners of the property before him, Mel used the hole as a trash dump. His neighbors used it too. Garbage, broken appliances, old tires, everything went into the hole. After a while, Mel started to wonder, why doesn't
This
it
dude's much more entertaining when he's on Rogan. I've seen him on Rogan. This is ass. I don't know what Rogan sees in this guy. I just don't know what he sees in this guy.
fill up? And then he started to notice other strange things.
Because it's really deep.
His dogs wouldn't go near it. It caused his radio to pick
The dogs wouldn't go near it. Yeah, because it's a deep fucking hole that's miles deep. Dogs aren't stupid. They're not just gonna jump down a fucking million
Dude,
mile
they
deep
fucking
hole.
might. They might go
Oh my
near
God, this dude's
it.
losing
They might
his
want to
fast.
smell the edge of the hole, dude. You never know. Dogs are
Okay.
weird, bro.
Someone needs to send Animal Protective Service to your fucking house. Sometimes dogs like to sniff the edge of my hole. It is what it is.
Ah!
and it didn't
It's
seem
nothing
to have a
weird,
bottom.
bro.
Mel's curiosity became an obsession. Well, let's see if we can get to the bottom of Mel's hole.
Let's get to the bottom of Mel's hole. Put your headphones back
Mel's
on. Seth.
hole is a round pit 9 feet 9 inches in diameter. Said they couldn't remember a time when the hole
Okay,
was.
so while you were talking, you just watched the first minute of this video and said what he said. Was that?
No. I
watched
said
this
what I
before?
remembered of the video, and I just I guess I.
You also only got a minute deep before you checked out. All right,
Wasn't
roger
there.
that.
So why can't you
No,
hear
I watched
objects
the
hitting
whole
the bottom?
thing. The seal
Right.
part's
You
not
hear
to the
Watch the
end.
whole
Mel
22
said
minutes.
The seal
Where's the
part's
good
not
shit?
to the end.
Oh, that's in here. Another hole, a bonus hole. Oh,
yeah,
boy.
extra hole, bro.
Let's
Hole
check out the
times
extra
two.
hole. Let's check out the extra hole. I'm bored of the dog hole. Let's move on to the sheep hole. Clip that, Ricky. Clip that.
Fuck the dog hole.
Clip that. Clip that. Clip that.
No.
Between the Native Americans and the Basque and blah blah blah. And they basically went there and
Okay. Next time you come on the show, timestamp this bitch for me. All right. I'm not sitting here
I
watching
got
someone
you.
else's video.
I
Go
got
through and
you.
timestamp this bitch, and we'll give it the attention it deserves. We'll give it
Yes,
the.
all 30 seconds of it. Yes.
I got you. Look, Mel's hole is interesting, bro. It's an interesting hole.
Okay. Well, it seems like
Can
the
we
other
stop
hole.
saying Mel's hole. Let's stop saying Mel's hole. It's
What about we weren't even talking about fucking dog holes, sheep holes, fucking
Dude.
seal holes. Like we're fucking all the holes. We're getting.
There's so many.
about to blow.
There's
a hole
so
in my
many
hole,
holes.
dude.
Shit. What the fuck was that? Am I being robbed? No, I'm sure it's fine.
1 week later.
I've got some notes.
He's got.
I've got
Geez,
some notes.
we're not gonna have enough time for that, dude. We're not gonna have enough time for that many notes.
Holy.
It's just so I can tell the story and know what the story is
Oh, wait,
about.
are we
But
drinking?
also,
Hold on a second. Ricky's drinking. Are we drinking?
are we drinking? Do I need to get a
I
margarita?
didn't know we were drinking on Wednesday stream. This glass is clean. I'll put some rum in it.
Well, today I'm off, and I'm also tomorrow off. So
Well, I'm not off, but I'll do a little drinking. We
Yes.
talked about this a little bit on Saturday about the holes because you answered his other conspiracy theory question about
MK Ultra.
MK Ultra. We
Mhm.
talked about that, and you saw that. But he also was talking about Mel's hole and the other hole that you did know about, the Russian hole.
Yep.
But he didn't really come prepared on last Wednesday's episode to really get into the meat of it.
Ready.
So I told him to prepare his holes for you, Ricky, so that we can
Okay.
delve deep into them tonight.
Okay.
I do. I
This
also
is really sorry to cut you off, but this is really
Yeah.
a laser chicken episode. You're really the host of this episode because this is your special interest right here. So I'm gonna not to put you on the
Yeah.
spot or nothing, but this
well,
is
it's
kinda
okay.
on
I've
you.
done a little bit of research. And even before, I mean, we could talk about this before or after Mel's hole, but there was, I think, an interesting topic that would be fun to talk about as well. It would be like multiple dimensions. And I feel like Ricky, I don't know if you, I feel like you, I want to do more research myself probably before we have the conversation, but CERN and their research where they're sending electrons around this tube and smashing them together, and how that might send us into their, how it could have
Yeah.
possibly like 2008 sent us
Hadron.
to like a new dimension.
The Hadron Collider, you mean? CERN, right?
Yeah. I know you knew what I was talking about. I knew you would, Ricky.
Oh, he knows. He knows some shit. He knows some things about holes. He's aware.
Yeah.
So what do you
But-
got for that? Are you about to give us a
So-
scientific breakdown right here?
Mel's hole. Okay, well, so the interesting part is how it started, right? Because when Mel, bought the property, because this was over in Washington, is where Mel's hole was. He bought the property, he found the hole. That's what his neighbors are telling him that they had for the previous generations had been throwing stuff in this hole. What's weird is that around the hole it had this big stone like retaining wall that went down like 15 feet.
Okay.
And Mel, trying to find the end of this hole, he attached a weight to a fishing line and started sending it down.
How far did you get?
After adding up all of his line total, he got 80,000 feet into this hole.
80,000. That's several
80,000
miles.
feet. Yeah, it's like 15 miles.
How much rope
underground.
did he have? He had miles of rope.
Yeah, I've just fishing line.
Oh, okay.
And he even tried it with like a thing of lifesavers, because I mean this was in the 90s.
I gotta ask. Okay, so if you take a piece of yarn, just stand up, and you descend it, you can drop it as much yarn as you have. Doesn't mean your floor is infinite feet away from you. It's just going to start to curl. So how do you know he didn't just hit the bottom and it started curling up?
Because he had a weight to it. So when you add a weight to something, it pulls it. It has a tension to it.
Okay, so you could see when the tension dropped. Okay. Yep. Ricky, if you hadn't bumped in with that, he was gonna be stumped. He never would have got
Dude, thank you so
for
much,
the rescue,
Ricky. I
bro.
love you. Yes,
Ricky, for the rescue. You'd be like, oh,
Yeah.
I saw it in your eye. I saw the panic in your eyes, chicken.
I've done some experience myself, throughout life.
Yeah,
especially in electrical, pipes and stuff.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah. When you got. Yeah, I don't want to jump into too much of a side tangent, but back when I worked with your family members, you remember that job where we had to drop the wire in the damn laundry chute?
Yeah.
And so me and your grandpa, he would go up a flight of stairs with a string and a damn MA, drop it down, I would grab the wire.
Yeah.
And we would like leapfrog up this building, dropping a string to each other. Dude, that's what me and your fucking grandpa did all day, bro.
My grandpa's so smart.
Yeah. He's very creative.
Super.
All right, back to the topic at hand. Well, are you smoking? Are you smoking the devil's lettuce right now?
Drinks and cigars, man. That's the way that God intended.
Why is it purple?
All right.
Why is it burning purple?
What?
Is that a trick of the camera? Is it purple? Well, anyway, sorry to completely derail the show from 10 minutes in, but yeah, about Mel's hole. What do you got? Where are we going with that?
So he sit down this way. He got about 80,000 feet down. He even tried it with like a roll of lifesavers, just to see if there was water down there or something. And even putting the lifesavers down there and bringing them back up, they came up dry. Anyway, he does a bunch of experiments. And he finds out just weird things happen, right? Animals don't go near the hole. Plants grow extremely well around the hole, and technology kind of acts weird. He had taken his radio and he had had it near the hole, and he had reported hearing some old timey music, and then he changes the radio station, and then he hears a baseball game, and he's like, "Oh, that's fine." And then he realizes the baseball game was played 30 years earlier. And so there was a whole
it's been a rerun, or is this
I don't believe so. I think there was a theory going around at this time that it was a hole to another dimension, or the past, or something along those lines. But anyway, after all these experiments, Mel went on Coast to Coast AM with Art Bell.
Yeah,
and after going on this radio talk show and having this interview, he comes back to his property, and it's blocked off. And
by police, or there's a
Okay. Actually, I have a timestamp if you want to go. It's 5:40 in that video I sent you the other day. 5 minutes 40 seconds. It's
how you gonna tell me to go to a timestamp in a video you sent me days ago? You gotta have the link ready, dog.
Sorry, let me do that.
Oh no, I got it. It's all right. I came in to save you.
I love you.
What do you think about this, Ricky? What do you think about this?
Very interesting. It reminds me. I don't know if you guys seen the movie Pacific Rim, where it said that underground, I'm telling you, man, sometimes movies have these little Easter eggs. I'm telling you.
Do they say it to your face? They will tell you to your face all this, that's what with the Lady Gaga and where they had the party where they had the cake of Amy Winehouse and shit.
Correct.
They're telling you they're eating people. I mean, they're letting you know to your face.
Correct. It's because the elite believe in karma. So basically, what they do is they masquerade it into some kind of movie or media or some kind of facade, right? But at the same time, they have to tell you the truth.
Yeah, I was
because-
trying to explain that to Ricky or Ricky. I was trying to explain that to Gary on Saturday. The concept of revelation of the method, dude. That was like pulling teeth, dude. That was like pulling teeth. Dude.
But he was having like a nervous breakdown.
He was just not. He was just not comprehending at all, bro.
No, he wasn't.
I've got the video here. I'll go ahead and show it. Okay. Bada bing, bada boom. Let's check this out.
Bada bing, bada boom.
Ellensburg for a couple of days and had made the call from there. When Mel Waters returned from town, the access road to his property was blocked by armed military personnel, and there was evidence that heavy machinery had been brought in. Mel was told there was a plane crash on the property, but there was no report of a crash, no fire, no smoke. Still, Mel was told he couldn't access the property until the crash was completely investigated. When Mel asked to speak to the person in charge, a man in civilian clothes told him that the land was not necessarily his anymore, and it would be very easy to find a drug lab on the property if he didn't leave. Mel threatened to go to the press. The man in charge, the man in black, told him, "Go ahead and talk."
I don't like the fish. I don't fuck with the fish, dude. It's cringe. I don't know. It's cringe.
Yeah, no, well, it's kind of, I like.
I'm just saying the fish and like the fish
is kind of funny.
And the Instagram filter he's got, so you don't see any wrinkles, just kills this guy for me. It makes it hard to buy. He's got an Instagram girl filter on, dude. He's blurry. He's blurry, and he's got a fucking fake fish. Like
because he might be a homosexual doesn't mean he's a bad guy. What are you trying to
Yeah.
Very true.
Exactly. It's 2026.
Look, I look like Johnny Cash, but in like the Mexican version. I'm like Juan Cash. Or not Johnny Cash, Johnny Cage.
You look like a cross between Dr. Disrespect and Andrew Tate.
Jesus Christ.
That's the vibes you're giving me.
That's tough.
That's a tough one.
That's tough.
I had to do it to him. I had to do it to him. All right, so the Men in Black came and said that a plane crashed, but he's not allowed to see it.
So they threatened Mel to leave the property. They end up making a deal with him. He signs an NDA. And the government basically leases his property to the government for $3 million a year, but he has to leave the government and never come back, and he has to sign an NDA. After this, and apparently shortly after, Mel had left the property, and neighbors had reported seeing like some dark beam rising from the hole. I don't know much about. Yeah, I don't know much about that. I don't like.
So that's basically the end of the story. Is the government snatched it and it was never heard from again?
No,
basically? No,
because Mel then moved to Australia. Right after living in Australia for like 2 years, he comes back because he misses his family. When he comes back, he schedules another interview with Art Bell. On his way to the interview, he lands at the airport, gets on the bus to go to the interview. On the bus, there's some weird kind of hijack scenario. He blacks out, wakes up 12 days later in San Francisco with 12 days later in an alleyway in San Francisco with his wallet and keys missing. He has needles and IV marks on his arm, and his back teeth are missing.
Damn, wisdom teeth.
But Mel, he never ended up making it back to the property because he also had charges pressed against him for illegal construction because there was power lines, septic tanks, paved roads, all on this property that Mel hasn't been at for 3 years.
Yeah.
Couple days after he had called, set up the interview, his bank accounts were also drained. So he gets charged, kidnapped, and his bank accounts are drained.
Sorry, guys.
That's a little inside. That's a little. You wouldn't get the reference unless you're a deep viewer of the show. You wouldn't get the reference to that knife. You wouldn't get why that knife is significant. You wouldn't get it. It's all right. Maybe one day you'll be in the inner sanctum.
Man.
You would know.
I'm not in the inner circle, bro.
You're not in the inner circle yet.
That's crazy. Sorry to pop in. That's crazy how they took his wisdom teeth out.
Well, I gather that it's his molars. And I don't know why they do a free wisdom tooth surgery. They probably took his molars, right? This is like a grown man. His wisdom teeth were probably already gone by then, right?
I have wisdom.
I don't know. I have my wisdom teeth.
I thought most people. Yeah, I thought I was rare to be almost 25 and still have wisdom teeth. I thought most people got that done when they're 12.
No, dude, mine are still growing in low key. They still hurt sometimes.
Yeah, I know. Every once in a while, I'll just be fucked for a couple of days because my shit hurts so bad. I got like a
I'm
tooth
glad I'm
going
not
backwards.
the only one, man.
I got a tooth that
thank
goes
God.
backwards because they're overcrowded, bro. Yeah,
Oh shit.
real deal.
And why do you bring that up, Ricky? Is there something like, is there something like
I heard like a
sacred
theory
the
about like
wisdom teeth?
wisdom teeth. Yeah, that it has something to do with like the spiritual world or spiritual realm. You know, that people that have
Ricky,
no, I've heard of.
Ricky, bro.
Theory. It's a theory. That's why I said theory.
Yeah,
Theory.
you gotta be
theory.
playing with me, dude.
It's like
just
people
called
with long,
wisdom because it comes with age. Because you gotta
it's
get
like-
older
it's
than
like
a little
people
kid.
with
It's
long
not
hair, like the Indians. I talked to an Indian before, like an American Indian, native.
Right.
And he was like Cherokee, and he was explaining to me why they had the long hair, because they have that sixth sense. They can feel, like, you know how an animal can sense like danger and shit like that, or another prey or predator. There's the same thing with them. That's why they had the long hair. It was kind of like a spiritual,
like a Samson, like
yeah,
Samson or
kinda
whatever.
like Samsung. Yeah. So they can
Samsung?
Samsung?
You say Samson? No, Samson, bro. It's not like you said Samsung.
It's like the Galaxy S12, bro. What do you mean?
yeah.
Okay, so you think they stole his sixth sense by stealing a couple of his teeth?
Well, maybe it was just like a threat, like them showing him, like, hey, don't come around here. Like, we told you not to come around here, and you
Fuck with us. We'll take your teeth.
But speaking about Native Americans,
I'll take a finger.
a group of Native Americans in Basque that were living in Nevada got in touch with Mel,
Mhm.
and they invited him to go see another hole that was, whatever, the one in Nevada. The Basque had considered this hole to be sacred. They like praised it for a long time previously. And there was like some key differences, right? So one of the big key differences was that the second hole had like a metal collar and metal lining going down as far as you could see.
Well, who built the metal ringer? Is there no documentation of that? They just found it like that?
No. Well, that's why it's weird, because like the one by Mel's house had like a stone retaining wall, and it went down about 15 feet, and then it was just like, whatever. This one was just all metal, and it was hot to the touch. Something also weird. Apparently, the metal wouldn't make any noise, or like vibrate. So Mel, he had
Like
dropped
when you smacked it, I'm guessing. Okay, I was about to say metal
Yeah.
usually doesn't just make noise for the hell of it.
well, that's why I was like, kind of confused at first, but I guess Mel had dropped a tool on the metal collar, and the impact was completely silent.
Wait, hold on a second. Ricky, you're wearing mirrored glasses, so when you're trying to be slick, I can see you on your phone.
No, I know.
reflection of the
I can
glasses,
see,
bro.
because I can see right here.
Yeah, it's like I can see it. I can see the reflection.
No, I just don't want to
this.
be like here, because it kind of
Yeah, no, I get you.
face.
I thought you were trying to be slick. I was like, nah,
No.
bro, I can see you.
No,
Okay.
because I was here first, and I was like, ah, shit.
You giving tech support to your family members tuning in?
Yeah, they're all like.
Did they
On
figure
the-
it out?
on
Can they hear
TV.
our awesome voices?
I think they can now.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm glad to hear it. They'll get an education here from Mr. Chicken.
Yeah.
Was this the hole that had the goo creature that impregnated the animal?
Yes, it is.
That's crazy.
And I will get to that. Because there's more
Yeah.
of that I haven't even, I forgot about.
All right.
This is that same hole. Okay. So they start experimenting with this hole. They lower a bucket of ice into the hole, and they had like a test group where they had another bucket of ice just on the surface. When the bucket of ice on the surface melted, they pulled up the bucket of ice from the hole. And when they did, the ice was still there. However, the ice was no longer cold or like wet to touch.
The
It
ice
had-
was no longer cold,
Yeah, the ice wasn't cold and it wasn't like wet.
so it was water.
No, it was. They said it resembled salt. It looked like a block of salt. And then they took this like block of ice and they tried to melt it over an open flame. And when they did, it caught fire and supposedly burned for months. And I was going to talk about this later because it was in my notes a little farther down. But supposedly, they had taken one of these salt, like one of the Basque members had taken this, like I think a salt, and he had used it as fuel for his furnace. And it had got so hot that it started like singeing the floor of his hut. And it began like literally burning a hole into the ground to the point to where
Okay, but hold on, but
like
pause.
it was creating a new hole.
Is there more than like just a guy saying this in a journal entry somewhere? Like, that's the thing. That's the thing. When we get too far down the rabbit hole and I start trying to theorize, okay, what happened? Could it be this? Could it be that? Is it aliens? Is it demons? Is it? Did you just find this on like a Reddit thread? Do we even know the guy that was there said this? Like, what do we got? I want a source.
So
or
it was
something.
all
Wait,
the interviews on.
Ricky, did you want to add something to that before you answer?
Yeah, it reminds me of that, like the show, that Pennywise show. Have you seen that Pennywise show? The
Return to Derry or Welcome
yeah,
to
the
Derry.
Derry,
No,
how they found like that
I haven't
cave
seen
or
it.
whatever, and it kind of goes into like another dimension. And I guess Pennywise was like what was he, like an alien or some shit?
I think that's the official lore behind him, is that he's an alien. Yeah,
he's an alien. That kind of reminded me of that. They probably got that from that experiment or whatever.
maybe
for that discovery that you know that's what they do.
But I think there's something like natural about, you know, how little kids are scared of the dark. There's something natural about being scared about the dark, caves, because if you get in there, you can get like, have y'all seen those videos where a dude will be in a cave and he gets stuck like this?
Oh
like,
shit!
and he gets fucked and die, or he's stuck upside down and bent backwards, like that's his head and that's his feet.
Yeah,
there's like a natural inclination to be scared of mysterious holes, giggity, and you know, the dark. So I feel like that's why these kind of stories kind of captivate us, because like you're doomed if you fall in the hole.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
I've talked to some ex-military guys from the Middle East, somewhere from Turkey. Obviously, that's not Middle East, but if you go down from like Afghanistan and Iran, it kind of counts, I guess. But I don't see it.
I don't know.
I think so.
And
Turkey's kind of far towards the west.
I would talk to them, and they would tell me like these crazy stories how they would do like missions, you know, and to hide away from the Americans in these caves that they would find. They would make like a headquarter down underground, and they would find other little caves, and they would go through them, and people would go missing because they would see like these jinns. They call them jinns, I guess. They're like
the genie.
And I would tell him like how do they look? He said that some kind of look like reptilian and scaly. Some of them they blend into like stone, and they would just go missing, and they would never see him again. And he's like, there's all kinds of crazy shit down there underground.
But again, y'all got to keep in mind this is a Ricky story,
dude. No,
I don't know. I got a hard time. I got a hard time with this shit, dude.
Dude, I love Middle Eastern stories. They're like the 1,000 Arabian Nights. There are some really cool stories, like the original stories of Aladdin and the Djinn. Like those are some really, really cool stories, bro. I really like those. I really enjoy that. I think it's really cool. But back on the Mel's hole.
Hole.
Anyway, they continue doing this experience with the ice. About 2/3 of the time, it would come up and the ice would react normal. It would react like normal ice. But 1/3 of the time, it would come up as this like weird salt block. Eventually, they decided to send one of the Basques was like, "I'll go down the hole," and they were like, "No, that's crazy. Don't do that." And then they sent a sheep in a crate down the hole instead. They send the sheep down the hole. They lowered about 1,000 feet. And then the crate stopped moving and they felt a humming. After leaving the crate down in the hole for about 30 minutes, they ended up pulling it back up. And when they do, the sheep looked unchanged. They started doing an autopsy on the sheep. And as they do, it looks like the sheep is like cooked from the inside out. And there was a tumor.
The tumor.
And there, yeah. Almost the entire cavity of the sheep's body was a tumor that began moving around. After cutting the tumor open, they found a fetal seal. It looked like a baby seal, attached to the tumor by an umbilical cord. And for some reason, the seal had human eyes. They watched the seal, and it began crawling towards the end of the table. Mel, thinking it was trying to crawl back to the hole, so he ended up picking up this seal, carried it over to the hole, and he set it down near the metal collar. Then this creature kind of just stared at them and studied them. You know what I mean? For it said for 2 hours.
Damn.
I don't know how realistic that is. Because
did they not
I
take a
feel like
picture? Is there more than one person that witnessed this?
Well,
like
they had pictures, and ultimately, because I'll get to that too. Apparently, I guess when Mel was going to Art Bell's show for like one last time to show all the pictures and stuff, something happened to him along the way, and he was never heard from again.
he just disappeared.
He straight up just fell off the face of the earth.
What if there never was a Mel and this was just made up?
I'm pretty sure you cannot find. I'm pretty sure it's like impossible to find. There's like no
he's got the
records of a Mel Waters.
Hold on a second. Hey, take that company shirt off, bro. You're gonna dox me, bro. Why you got the company shirt still on?
Oh, dude.
Yeah, I'm gonna take you off screen for a second. Take your shirt off and come back. All right. Whenever he's ready, we'll see if he comes back. Anyway, back to sorry, I had to take care of that.
No, you're good. But something weird. Apparently, this seal also had like I said, I was trying to say this last week, but he had healing properties. Mel was diagnosed with cancer.
Damn.
After having this encounter with the seal. Apparently, he said he was cancer free. And then a few months later, after like the whole Nevada trip, Mel returned to Coast. He talked about the bucket of ice. And he had mentioned about how the Basque had been using it as fuel for the furnace. And then apparently the Basque said they were also visited by the magic seal like again later. And after the seal appeared, like bright colored birds started like flying and circling this hole. And apparently they couldn't be shot. They were like impervious to bullets. The Basques kept trying to shoot them down. Maybe they were bad aim, or maybe it was true, but apparently the birds could not be shot.
What do you think about that, Gary?
What are we even? Okay.
That's pretty much everything I have on Mel's hole. That's
I'm
all
not 100% sure what we're talking about. Birds not being able to be shot?
Yeah, so apparently he said that there was this guy that had a big hole, and they put a seal in his big, it's like a big gaping hole, and they put a seal into it. And then it came out with another black seal that brought with it these big salt cubes that you could burn as like wood, but it was better than wood. And apparently there's
You're not setting Gary up for success here, man. You're really
that's
not,
what you
dude.
told me, bro. That's literally what you just spent the last how long have we been on 30 minutes explaining to me.
I thought it was a
not
sheep that
accurate?
they sent down there.
Yeah, they sent
human?
a sheep down. A
Not
sheep.
A seal, a sheep.
Oh, a sheep.
Yeah.
A sheep.
Okay. So where did this guy come from? Where is this a story? This ain't a story in the Bible. It's what is it?
No.
Story in the Bible.
No, he called into like a radio show, right? Coast to Coast AM.
Do what now?
Yeah.
He called into Coast to Coast AM about it. His name was Mel.
Yeah. Yeah.
96.
All right.
So you think that's accurate?
I don't know enough about it.
Gary, do you like
You don't
the
know enough
hecklefish?
about it.
Do you like the hecklefish, Gary?
He does. There's no way Gary knows what the hecklefish is. Here, I'll show you.
Gary
what
would
it is.
love the hecklefish, man.
It's this little fish this guy's got right here that talks shit to him. This guy on YouTube, he's got a fish that talks shit to him.
All right.
Do you like that or no? Where are we on the oh, I can do it like this.
Where are we on the shit talking fish?
Yeah, where are we on the hecklefish, Gary?
On the hecklefish.
Yes,
So now
Gary.
we're not talking about the seal that went down this hole and come back with another seal or none of that anymore.
Well, you
Well,
said
it
you were
was-
on
it was
board
a-
with it 100%. So did you have anything to say about it? Because you're just like, yep, sounds good to
Support the
me.
seal.
All right. So
Oh boy.
I don't know. I don't think that they dropped this damn seal in this hole and they brought
was a
back
sheep.
another seal.
Like with wool.
Like a man.
What?
A sheep.
Yeah, it
they
was
put
a
a sheep in the hole.
Okay, and it came back with a seal.
A
Impregnated.
tumor that looked like a seal that had
So-
healing properties. Am I getting it? Am
It
I
was
getting
a-
this right?
So it was a tumor. So okay, they pulled the sheep up. Let me restart, Gary. They have a sheep in a crate. They drop it down this hole 1,000 feet. The crate stops moving, and it begins like vibrating, like humming. They leave it down there for 30 minutes. They pull it back up. The sheep looks normal. but it's dead. They do an autopsy on the sheep. As they do the autopsy, it looks like the sheep is cooked from the inside out, and taking up the entire cavity of the sheep's body is a tumor. When they cut the tumor open, inside of the tumor is like a fetal, like baby seal, and it's connected to the tumor by an umbilical cord.
Hey, okay, that's a lot going on there.
Yeah.
Yeah, first of all, that's how microwaves work. They cook from the inside out.
So you think the hole is a big mic? Ricky, what do you? I see you trying to butt. What do you got, Ricky?
So let me pop in real quick. What if the sheep was pregnant, just theoretically speaking, right? And then down in the hole is kind of radioactive for some reason. Maybe it might be a portal or whatever.
That's where I was kind of going. It probably distorted that child. It probably radiated the fetus, and made it look like something else.
Correct. Yeah, maybe that. We're not gonna discard that.
Yeah,
Maybe.
like kind of like when you put a hot dog in the microwave and it kind of explodes. That's what the pregnant sheep fetus did.
But so they took the sheep, they took the seal, they set it by the edge of the hole. It sits there for like 2 hours and stares at them, is what they say. I don't think it was really 2 hours. It's probably like 10 minutes.
Yeah, that's the part that's unbelievable is the 2 hours. I agree. That's a little suspicious.
Then they say,
Go ahead, Gary.
It turns and jumps in the hole, and it comes back and like visits them later.
Oh shit!
Like they see this as like a sacred, like religious, some like kind of spiritual entity.
Oh, let Gary get in there. Not like he lets anybody else talk. Like whatever. We'll give him a moment.
So when did this happen? When did this supposedly happen?
Like 30 years ago.
Like what?
30 years ago.
It's like 1996.
Okay.
Yeah.
Has anybody been back?
Nobody
Or
has
this
been
is
able
like
to.
this is like a one-time story you get to hear from some drunk guy at a bar.
Speak up.
Yeah, so the guy disappeared. The guy he was so. Well, the guy
Gary,
was
is your TV on?
The guy was kidnapped previously, and had already, you know what I mean, been kidnapped for 12 days, had shots, IVs, missing teeth, So he had already had action taken against him whenever he had tried to come back and speak up or speak out, about this. Yep. So the fact that he was like, "Hey, look, tell you what, I'm gonna bring all the videos, I'm gonna bring all the photographs, I'm gonna come on one last time," and on his way there, he just goes radio silent. You can't find him. You can't find records of him. Like all of a sudden, it's like he didn't exist.
Okay.
Which, hey, they have, the government's got that possibility. They were already, on his property.
For the most part, the story that I've listened to so far, I'm calling bullshit.
I mean, how could you not? Before you got on, I've been asking, like, is there a source for this? Is the guy here or there? Is he missing? And so all this shit happened, and the dude goes missing. So it's like, what am I supposed to do with that? Like, I can't. You know what I mean?
No, it's just fun. It's just a fun topic, bro. It's just cool.
It's fun, but it's hard to like engage with it when I'm just like, okay, I can't really be positive it happened. So should I even try to, theorize as to how the thing got in the sheep, got in the man, got in the hole? You know what I'm saying?
What if it's like an alien or something?
I guess it could be, but then why would it be in the ground? Are they supposed to be in the ocean?
No, they're everywhere.
What about that? I'm curious about the birds. The colorful like rainbow birds.
Well, yeah, sometimes birds are colorful. Yes, accurate. Sometimes birds have pretty colors on them. I can't fault you there.
Usually in the sky.
Sometimes there's penguins.
Sometimes on the
penguins
ground.
are neither colorful nor in the sky. You know what I mean? So sometimes there's exceptions.
Penguins remind
They were bulletproof.
Penguins remind you of what, Ricky?
Them Oreo people.
The
people
Oreo people.
Black and white with the little dreidel spinners. There you go.
The spinners.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah, and Oreo would be so freaking good right now.
Yeah,
well, yeah, you just faced the whole blunt. What?
Aiden, I think the guy tried to say his name earlier. Who's the new guy?
Laser chicken.
Laser Chicken. All
You can call
right.
me Ethan.
Call you what?
Ethan.
Ethan. All right.
Yeah,
Ethan.
yeah. Yes,
God,
sir.
what are you like? Scottish or something? Ethan.
No. I think I'm like Czechoslovakian, Turkey, like Ukrainian,
yeah.
like
Turkey?
That was my next guess.
No, not Turkey, not Turkey. No, not Turkey. No.
Hungry?
Like Czechoslovakian, Ukraine.
Okay.
I am a little hungry, but not
You're
really.
Slav.
I got
Slavic.
Slavic, yeah.
Was
Yeah.
that really your question for Ethan, Gary?
Yes, I'll have
That
to.
was it?
No.
Because this dude just sucked down an entire blunt and explained to you about possibly the biggest gaping hole that there is. And that's all you
The
got.
biggest
for him?
hole ever.
Hey,
Well, I
man, he
think the
never
biggest-
mentioned you.
I think the biggest hole, Aiden, sorry to cut you off, would be CERN. I think we were talking
I
about.
thought
the
CERN was
beginning.
a collider, not a hole. It's a
Yeah,
collider.
it goes deep. It goes deep.
Yeah.
They're trying to make
It's-
a second one now, and it's 2 times bigger than that one.
Gee, that's crazy. That's
Yeah.
where there's a lot of theories that's where like the multiple dimension like so, and I'm gonna give like a very basic explanation so you can do something like better and like expand upon it, Ricky. But as far as to my knowledge, they sling these electrons around this tube in opposite directions, and it's like an 18-kilometer fucking tube, and they just smash electrons together. I think they started doing this around like 2008. And apparently when they did, we like shifted into like an alternate dimension, and that's where like a lot of these like Mandela effects come from.